He's a big Knicks fan. He is an actor who I've enjoyed for many, many years in television and on the silver screen. His new movie, Little Boy, scheduled to hit theaters Friday, April 24th. Pleased to have here in studio Michael Rapaport. How are you, brother?
Nice to meet you. Nice to be here.
Love hanging with a native New Yorker.
I'm glad to be here, man. How you doing?
I am doing fine. We'll talk about your movie, Little Boy, in a moment, especially since it looks like it's going to tug at my heartstrings as a father of two young boys.
It absolutely will. It absolutely will. And how old are the boys?
They're 6 and 4.
Oh, we should definitely bring the 6-year-old. The 4-year-old won't make heads or tails of anything at this point because he's 4. Not to saying that he's not sharp, but
sure.
I'm just saying.
No.
You should bring. No, I'm just saying, you can take him to anything, he's not going to know what's going on.
Yeah,
but he's
the seats
4.
go up and down in the movie theater. The popcorn's good.
It's definitely a father-son.
Is it?
It's definitely a family movie, and I mean, I couldn't be more proud of a film, to be honest with you. It's a really good movie.
No kidding.
Yeah,
That's
it's a really
cool.
good movie, and it's for everybody, which I'm excited about.
Little Boy in theaters Friday, April 24th. So let's talk some hoop here.
Yes.
What's going on with the Knicks?
You're asking me what's going on with the Knicks.
Because
like I have some insight into this.
You know, Phil is saying, you know, a word that's not safe for work happens. Derek Fisher said yesterday that they could win 63 games next year if they wish.
If they wish. Yeah, I thought that was interesting. I thought that was
want to, Michael.
I thought that was interesting, like if they chose to.
Yeah.
I think what he meant was they could win 65 games next year if they wanted to. I don't know what he meant, to be honest with you.
Well, if they wanted to acquire LeBron along with Curry, that would be good. You know, get Curry in the mix.
Yeah. And maybe, like, you know, Karl Malone, bring him out of retirement. I saw Karl Malone yesterday.
Where?
I was at the Wild Card Boxing Gym. I was, you know, because sometimes I'm friendly with Freddie Roach and all the excitement about the fight, and I went to go watch Manny work out because it's like, to me, like watching Picasso mix paints before he makes a great painting. Right. And Karl Malone was there. And I said, you know, he looked like he's in playing shape. I said, you know, we'll have you, man. You'll come back. He's not interested.
He's done.
Not interested. But I tried, so I just want to, you know, I'm working my stuff on the side.
You're a good fan. You're doing what you can.
Can I ask you a question? Because you're an expert.
And I appreciate that, by the way.
I don't consider myself an expert. I consider myself an expert fan. Okay. Is there any player coming out of out of college this year, who's announced or who's going to announce that you consider an impact player immediately, like who will impact a team and immediately
on the spot? Right
now, like just out of all the guys that are coming out, the entire Kentucky team, the ball boy for Kentucky.
Well, it would be great if the Knicks could get all 7 of them.
All 7 of them, they just play as a team, right?
Towns, right? I mean,
Towns is the projected potential top overall.
I'm not talking about top overall pick. I know, like they got to pick somebody first. I'm saying, do you think? You guys are the experts. I'm not. I'm asking this because I don't have any response to it. I'm seriously asking.
Well, first of all, you're assuming the ping pong balls bounce right for the Knicks. You're assuming.
No, I don't assume that. What's the Knicks?
Right. Whatever the lowest possible ping pong ball they can get. And I don't even know. I think Isaiah Thomas gave away half of their picks that aren't protected anyway. Still. And how does he wind up on TNT?
Isaiah.
Yeah, I saw watching last night. He's sitting there with Shaq and Ernie.
He's looking good, Isaiah.
Yeah, but I mean, as a Knicks fan, I'm sitting there. I'm like, do you not realize what he has wrought?
I got you. I understand. But what do you think? The tank? The tank is an impact player? I don't think he's an
not to the level of Anthony Davis or Kyrie Irving in recent years. Definitely not to that level. But there are guys like Okafor and Towns.
Okafor couldn't even guard Kaminsky.
And
honestly,
contribute.
That's what I don't think. I got to tell you something. Listen, this kid Okafor, he seems like he's a sweet kid. He seems like he comes from a good family, and he's going to be a good pro. But he's not ready to play in the NBA. I mean, he went up for some shots against Kaminsky, like weird, like layup shots. Yeah. You're 7 feet tall. That should not even be a shot that's ever taken. Like, these kids, like, I don't know, like, the jump hook is, like, extinct. Like, he's not ready to play in the NBA, Okafor.
Well, you sound like Mark Cuban a little bit here, you know, with Cuban saying in the last 24 hours that college is not sending kids remotely close to pro-ready to the next level.
They're not prepared.
Because the game essentially is pass the ball around for 25 seconds, and then you try to individually make a shot, make a play. Now, obviously, you know, you saw at the very highest level, Duke, Wisconsin, they ran some pretty good set plays. Duke, certainly with some of the ball screens, were killing Wisconsin in the second half of that national championship game. all that said, if you are, Michael Rapaport, looking for a quick fix for the Knicks in this draft, I think that this is not going to happen.
I know, and I think it's a shame, and I agree with what Cuban said. I think it's bad for the NBA. You know, and even Anthony Davis, like, now he's sort of emerged. It's been 3 years because he came out when he was, like, what, 13 or 14? Like, he played 1 year at Kentucky.
He went from his bar mitzvah to the Pelicans.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the thing with the guys at Kentucky, it's either he gets them when they're 12 or when they're 36. It's like there's never, like, a 19-year-old. There's, like, it's always, like, really young, or, like, we found this guy, he was in jail for 26 years, and now we're putting him, he's 52, and he's going to be a freshman for the Kentucky Wildcats.
Now, I would love to talk a little bit more ball with you, but you'd stop me with you watched Pacquiao work out with your own two eyes, and Karl Malone was there stuff. So walk me through what that was all about and what you saw.
Well, I mean, I've seen Pacquiao work out a few times. I mean, it's impressive, and I've watched him for other fights prepare, but there's definitely, like, sort of you feel the excitement and you feel the the seriousness. He looks good. He looks quick. He's moving, and I expect a great fight. I'm rooting for Pacquiao. Obviously, I have tremendous respect for Mayweather. I hope that there's no shenanigans, and I hope that these guys...
What do you mean by that?
Because it's Las Vegas. It's boxing. It's the only sanctioned sport. You know. It's. I don't need to explain what it is. Everybody knows what it is. It's like it's like the only sport where you don't know the score until the end of the match.
Yeah, and some guy you've never heard of scored it by something that you wouldn't even imagine the score would exist in somebody's brain.
Yeah.
I know what you're saying. About a month ago, in that chair in which you're currently sitting, I have Michael Rapaport here on the Rich Eisen Show, was Mike Tyson. I was sitting in this chair a little bit more on pins and needles.
Yes.
And he said...
How was Mike? He was good?
He was great.
Yeah.
He was great.
Good.
Although at one point I did ask him the question I ask a lot of my athlete friends and analysts on NFL Network, how many snaps can you give me, is what I ask Marshall Falk or Irvin. If you had to play now, how many snaps you give me? And
I got you.
I'll give you 10 snaps. I'll give you 15 plays. I asked him how many rounds could he give me, and he said he didn't want to think about boxing because it makes him go to a dark place.
I hear you.
That's when I threw to commercial.
Yeah, that's like we're going to segue into that.
You'll be right back with more with Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
But
you want a coffee, Mike? Can I get you a Starbucks? Like, what do you need?
Exactly. All that said, he said that Mayweather's never fought anybody like Pacquiao, nobody even close to anybody like Pacquiao, nobody that throws as many punches at him like Pacquiao, period, end of story. And I didn't want to put words in his mouth. He said not to, so I didn't, but it did sound like he liked Pacquiao in this fight.
Hey, this is what I got from talking to some of the people around. I think that, listen, Pacquiao's coming forward. If Mayweather decides to come forward, I think that's playing into Pacquiao's hand. Listen, Mayweather's great. A lot of people don't like his personality. I don't like his personality. I don't like the way he carries himself. I love watching him when he's at his best. I want Pacquiao to win. I have no prediction. All I could say is that I just want it to be a real fight with a good decision and a good outcome, because I'm such a fan of boxing, and I grew up watching boxing, and there was the Leonard fights and the Duran fight, and and all the Ali fights when I was really
at the Felt Forum. Did you go to the Felt Forum back in the day at the Garden?
I never did. I would go to pay-per-view. Like, my father would bring me to pay-per-view. Like, I went to go see Duran versus Sugar Ray, and I went to go see, Larry Holmes versus Ali. I cried, like, because to me, that fight, like, I was like, was watching Superman, like, not be able to fly. Like, that broke my heart. My father, we watched it at Radio City Music Hall. So, so to be a fan of boxing and know that the sport is suffering so much, I just hope that it's a great fight and that there's no weirdness, and that it brings out the greatness in both of them, and whoever's going to win is going to win. I just hope that they really push each other to true greatness.
And that's a huge day in sports, because earlier that day, the draft, which is normally in Radio City Music Halls in Chicago, it's the final day of the NFL draft.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And it's the Kentucky Derby.
Oh, wow.
And it's that fight that
and
night.
There'll be NBA playoffs.
There should be on the Saturday. Yeah, the first Saturday in May. There's no question about that.
It's gonna be fun. I'm really, really, really excited about it. No, I'm not going. I'm watching in the privacy of my own home with my girl. I've had people say they want to come over, and I said no because I have a no talk clause during the fight. I don't want to hear your thoughts and opinions. I don't care what you think or what you saw or when you boxed and you hit a heavy. I want to watch. I want to listen to the professionals, and I want to watch something special happen. That's what I'm praying for.
And is it because you want to hear what Lampley says so much? Is that
what it is? I want to hear what Lampley says. I just want to hear what they. Yes, I want to hear what Lampley says.
Okay.
I want to hear what Max says, and I want to watch the fight. Like if I was guaranteed to be able to go to Vegas and not sit next to anybody that would talk, that'd be number one. Which I don't think that's hard. That's not a lot to ask for, right? Don't speak to me.
Don't speak.
And I need to be able to see the fight clearly through the thing.
Sure.
I would go, but that's not going to happen.
Okay.
And I hate Vegas anyway. It's just not for me.
It's not for you.
No. I never liked it. I've never spent more than 36 hours.
Well, it's tough. Once you've hit the 48-hour mark, right?
It should be like it should be its own planet. It's a weird.
You mean it isn't? I thought it is. It feels like it.
It's crazy out there. I have no desire. And all the dreck. Forget the people that are actually be in the arena to watch the fight. The dreck that's gonna be in Las Vegas that is not even gonna have a ticket, not even thinking like those.
Yeah.
I mean, I think someone should do a documentary on it. Like that weekend in Vegas should be documented.
Oh, I'm sure it will be.
Yeah, it should be because there's going to be it's going to be like the NBA All-Star Game and like.
Oh, I was there for that.
It's going to be cool. It's going to be an eclectic batch.
I don't think I've ever taken my children shopping.
Now bring them to Vegas, man, for this, man. You want to take your kids? Don't go to see Little Boy. Bring your kids to Vegas for this, man. I mean, you're boom, and then send them right into high school, man. The 6-year-old, he's ready after that.
Hard Knocks, the school of Hard Knocks.
We go to the Pacquiao fight and then boom, man.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
For sure. As for Little Boy, it's being released Friday, April 24th. Tell me about the movie, Michael.
It's a really beautiful film. It's about a family. The father goes off to World War II, and it's about the effect of the war on the family, how it affects, the family, the father leaving, and this relationship that my character has with his son, this little boy, and the kid who plays him, he just has all this belief and hope, and he's innocent, and he's just wishing and praying and hoping and believing in magic to try to get his father back. And it's a good film. It's sweet. It's a special film. I would say compare it. It's Spielbergian. It has that quality,
sort of, that wonderment.
Right?
And
the little kid who plays my son is just magnificent. He might get nominated for an Oscar.
Yeah,
he's
really?
That good. He's that great. I mean, it's going to be considered, I guarantee you this, it's going to be considered one of the best performances by a child actor of all time.
No kidding.
He's just beautiful.
What's his name?
Jacob. He's a little, I mean, he was like 8, so he was little.
Yeah.
So, it was a little challenging, working with him, but I mean, he just had the emotion and had the honesty, and I'm really looking forward to people seeing it.
Yeah, Tom Wilkinson's in it.
Tom Wilkinson.
Kevin James,
and
great cast. Emily Watson.
Emily Watson, Academy Award nominee.
There you go.
And what am I doing in there? I don't know what I'm doing in there, but
You're the dad.
Yeah, I'm the dad. No, it's a good film.
Hey, listen, it's not believable if your relationship with the kid is not believable, then the whole movie can't cash.
I know. That's what the director was telling me every day. He was like, I was haunting me with that. He's like, this whole movie's riding on you. It's like, if he can't love you, then we're screwed. And I was like.
We're screwed. That's what you want to hear from the director.
Yeah,
hey, listen,
that was my direction.
don't screw it up, otherwise we're screwed.
No,
maybe that's what Derek Fisher's telling the Knicks every single day. Little Boy, Friday, April 24th. We're about to show the clip for the television audience.
Great.
You were the man. Please come back.
I would love to.
Please come back. Maybe we'll have you on, and after the Pacquiao fight or whatever.
That would be fantastic.
Prior to your fantasy football draft in the Stern League.
Yes, fantasy football. I am getting focused already. Let me ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
NFL football.
Yes.
If you could pick one person on your fantasy team.
Yes.
Who's a rookie.
Right now?
Like if
about to come into the league.
About to come into the league. If you could say one rookie, who would you pick?
I would go with
any position.
Hold on a minute. Now it depends on which team they go to. Obviously, I'm going to give you that caveat right now. But this Kevin White kid, the wide receiver.
Yeah.
I would go. I really love.
Or Amari Cooper.
Even if he goes to the Raiders.
Well, Derek Carr
very well
it's the
Raiders and speedy guys.
I'm not going to say that. I don't know. And one of these wide receivers.
Rich, I'm looking to you for answers. You're giving me nothing.
Why don't
NBA picks.
Let's talk after the draft.
No, I'm saying now. Like, let's just for fun. Just for fun.
I don't know. I mean...
Because I'm focusing on my fantasy football. I'm in this Howard Stern football league, and I'm with Matt Berry. He's a big guru. I'm going to chop him at the knees.
Understood. Talk to me before you do it, too. Because, you know, I do reach out to Matt for help, too. And I won my league a couple of years ago.
I reach out to me, because I beat him.
Attaboy. I'll do that.
Okay, so if you need help, cool. And I
need to see who goes where. I love White. What's the kid from Boise State, Ajayi, right? I loved just watching him play running back.
You think he's going to be an impact player?
I like the way he performed for Boise State.
I like what you're. See, this is the kind of tips I'm
spitballing.
That's
here.
all right.
But I fell head over heels in man love with Odell Beckham last year.
Oh man.
Saved my teams, plural.
Yeah.
I didn't make much hay with him, but, you know, we'll talk about it.
All right, cool.
Thanks for coming on.
No, it's my pleasure.
That's Michael Rapaport.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern. On Audience.